is David Rankine Gordon? David Rankine Gordon was born on the 27th of September 1853 at the Barns in Dykeside, Bathgate, the son of John Gordon, a builder who is responsible for many buildings in the town, and Margaret Edie Gordon. Gordon attended the parish school on Mid Street from the age of 5. His uncle, David Rankine, was one of the teachers at this school. This is who Gordon was named after. His uncle was known for making his students brilliant writers, and it is said that Gordon was no exception, being very skilled in essay writing. Gordon was also good with reading and numbers. However, his favourite subject was history. When he left school in 1867, he became apprenticed to an ironmonger, John Bryden, at 23 Hopetoun Street. He excelled in the trade, and when his apprenticeship was completed in 1870 at the age of 17, he bought the business in partnership with his father and uncle. So forth, the business was called Gordon & Co., with Dr. in charge. In 1877, Dr. takes over completely and the shop becomes Dr. Gordon, Ironmonger. Gordon was said to have been exceptionally patriotic. Everything relating to Scotland, and in particular Bathgate, meant a great deal to him. He longed for the chance to help people and Bathgate, and so became a member of the Borough School Board and the Combined School Board. He eventually became chairman on both boards and was a trustee of Bathgate Academy. He would take the opportunity to encourage the Bathgate youths at school closing day functions to pursue and develop the special gifts with which each of them had been endowed. Commonly, he would use Sir James Young Simpson as an example as to what they may strive to attain if the opportunity presented itself. As well as speeches, he also made donations both to the Academy and to the Mid Street School, which was enlarged and altered beyond recognition from the time in which he attended. In 1880, the business moved to larger premises, 10 Engine Street, where Gordon expanded into selling seeds and agricultural implements to local farmers for 12 years. Eventually, in 1893, he was doing well enough to have an even bigger new shop built for him in Hopetoun Street. Gordon lived above the shop, as was common at the time. Dr. Gordon's also sold a wide range of household goods. A 1908 advert shows that you could buy, among other items, bassinets, tile hearths, bedsteads, furniture, cutlery, and watches and clocks. He moved back to Hopetoun Street in 1893 and built premises that were the biggest outside of the cities at the time. In 1901, he bought more property on Hopetoun Street and began to sell cycles and had a cycle repair shop. Dr. Gordon was active in the local community. He was a member of the Choral Union, a keen bowler and curler, and served in the local volunteer force. He loved shooting with a rifle and even joined the Bathgate Volunteer Company, and although he had the chance to become an officer, he refused. He was usually among the prize winners at the competitions held at Wallhouse Range. His bowling skills were said to be second to none. Gordon's father, John Gordon, was the pioneer of the Gordon Rink, which was famous throughout Scotland, with Dr. and his brothers being some of the top members of. Being a keen curler, he started off the Scotland-Canada international tours, which began with the first visit of Canada to Scotland in 1909. In 1890, at the age of 37, he became a member of the Bathgate Town Council. It is said due to his hard work ethic and business experience that he brought a lot of new life and ideas into the town's affairs. In 1899, after 9 years as a councillor and a ballie, he became Provost of Bathgate, a sign of how important his business and passion for the town became to the local economy. During his term as Provost, he's seen many town improvements, which included the building of reservoirs, the sewage purification scheme, a paving scheme, street lighting improvements and scavenging of the borough. A lot of old buildings were replaced with larger new structures, and thatch-roofed houses were demolished in order for better homes to be built. New businesses were welcomed into the town. As a result, Bathgate was a town of such importance. It was David who introduced the council attending Newlands Day processions to preserve the memory of John Newlands. At the opening of the extended course at the Bathgate Golf Club in 1907, to mark the opening, the president of the club, John McNabb, drove the first ball before a large crowd of spectators. This was followed by a foursome which was played on the newly extended course, and then a lunch in a marquee that had been erected in the front of the clubhouse. Provost Gordon told the gathered guests that the opening of the extended course marked a new era of golf in Bathgate. Gordon stepped down from his position as Provost in 1908 by presenting robes for the Provost and the bailies. After the First World War, Gordon's became the authorised dealer for the new Fordson tractors, which started a revolution in Scottish agriculture. The firm continued to be the main dealers for Fordsons and Ford cars for many decades afterwards. Being a lover of music, he decided one foggy December night to attend a concert, which many people would have stayed home during. He contracted pneumonia, and although he seemed to somewhat recover, he became jaundiced, and within a week, David Rankine Gordon died on the 21st of December 1922 at the age of 69. He had no heirs and left most of his money to charities and good causes. His bequests included £5,000 to encourage the borough of Bathgate to build a town hall. He is buried here at Bathgate Cemetery. The report of his funeral in the Courier states, "On the afternoon of Monday, in bleak, cold, rainy weather, the remains of ex-Provost Gordon were laid to rest in Bathgate Cemetery. Nearly 300 persons, representative of all classes in the community and gathered from all parts of Scotland and England, met and paid their last respects." The business carried on as a limited company, under the name of D.R. Gordon Limited. It was managed by James Steele, who had been Gordon's assistant for more than 20 years. It continued to be a focal point of the town's life. As well as ironmongery and vehicle sales, the company built a workshop behind Hopton Street in 1936, which allowed them to carry out major repairs to cars and tractors. After World War II, Gordon's continued to thrive. Car sales and household ironmongery were the main source of income, but they were also funeral directors. The growing popularity of DIY was another reason for the continued success. This photograph shows the repair shop in 1949. In the same year, they were exhibiting Ford cars and Fordson commercials at the Scottish Motor Exhibition in the Glasgow Kelvin Hall. As with so many smaller retailers, however, they could not compete with the big chains forever, and the shop finally closed in 1989.